All right, today I'm going to talk about change, when your life changes. For some of you, for most of you, it's also called senioritis. When life is about to change and you kind of tap out, you're done. As you're waiting for this big change to happen. So as I talk about this, and I am going to refer to senioritis a lot, but when I say senioritis, it just means any time in your life where there's a big change about to happen, okay? Because for some of you, this may shock you, these feelings, the situation is not only when you graduate high school, but for many other things like graduating college, getting a new job, getting married, having children, getting a new house, just anything that's a big change, you're gonna go through some of these things. And so I am here to help explain why it happens and maybe some ideas to help you through it. All right, so first, there is part of you who is so excited to move on, move forward, get out of this little bubble of high school or whatever, okay? And then there's another part of you who is scared out of your mind, terrified of the future because you have no idea what's going to happen. Okay, so you have these two conflicting emotions all together, and it makes you feel crazy. It makes you feel crazy. So what you need to know is that everyone is going through it. Everyone has gone through it. All these mixed emotions, it's not just special to you, okay? I know you've heard it enough that you're special, but no, you're not, okay? Everyone is going through it. Everyone is, okay? So you need to get that through your head, because sometimes people feel isolated in their feelings, which makes things worse. That's when the inner demon gets you. All right, so first off, you're not special. Side note, just because you're not special doesn't mean you can't do special things. It's like this weird thing in people's heads that like, in order to do something great, I have to be special because we read it in novels or something like that. Well, that is false. And I think I should make a video on this because I could go on forever about this. Anyway, so you're not special. It's nature. You know, that feeling, trying to protect yourself, it's just the anxiety, everything. It's just nature. Everyone's feeling it, okay? So one way to get through this is to accept these feelings. Okay, accept the fact that you are excited and terrified at the same time. And if you're more terrified, accept that. If you're more excited, accept that, okay? A lot of people, they don't want to accept those feelings because they're scared of those feelings and they stuff it down, and then the inner demon tells them to quit or do something stupid, or it makes things worse, okay? So accept it. Accept the fact that you're going a little crazy. One thing to help you get through this is deciding what kind of person you are. Are you the kind of person who is going to give up? Who is going to listen to the inner demon when they say it's not worth it, just be done with it? Or are you gonna be the person with no regrets and say, I'm gonna work hard till the very end? Okay, leaving high school with regrets is not a good thing, because you'll always think back on it. What if doing this would have changed my life? And though it doesn't have to be that dramatic, it's still something you don't want to carry. So you end things well. So all of your cutting classes and just giving up, it's not worth it, this isn't going to help me, that's not how you should end things. Okay, decide to be that person who finishes things. Also, you need to realize that this time in your life, like literally graduating high school, moving on, this whole terrified thing of the future, this is your chance to take a risk. You know that thing that you've always wanted to try, always wanted to learn, this is the time to do it. Okay? It's also, there's this thing called the gap year. It's actually not as bad as adults think that it is. The gap year is the time you take in between high school and college to kind of, I don't know, figure out who you are, or at least attempt to. So your prefrontal cortex is not developed yet, and it won't be till your late 20s or maybe even early 30s, okay? And your prefrontal cortex is the one that helps you think about future things. Helps you regulate emotions, and it's kind of an important thing. And you're trying to make all these decisions when you don't have the tool to totally help you. So this gap year is the idea of just, I don't know, taking a minute, not delving into your 50-year future quite yet, and just seeing what you like to do. And the reason why the gap year has a bad stigma is because a lot of people take the gap year and are lazy. You know, just want to play video games all day long, or just mooch off their parents or whatever. That's why it's a bad rap. But if you do the gap year right, which is experimenting, finding different jobs and things like that, it can really help. You may also feel a little frustrated because you don't want to like waste money on like tuition if you're not really sure about that degree. So you might go with something safe of what your parents did or whatever, which that's not bad or anything. But instead of seeing it as wasting money, see it as investing in yourself. You have many adults in your life who went through hard things, and they don't want you to go through those hard things. So they want you to skip those steps and say, oh, just go into accounting or just go into this because it's a safe career or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with safe careers. I've got a safe career, okay? But it took me a while to get there because I need to discover that's what I actually wanted to do. Because if you go into a career that you're not quite sure about, you'll always feel stuck. Okay, you need to take some risks. You need to really find out what makes you happy. And yeah, some jobs, they're always gonna suck. There's always gonna be parts of it that suck. But if the entire journey of your career is miserable, then it's just gonna be a hard life. A harder life than it needs to be. Because then you're gonna get old and have a family and have children, and then you're gonna feel like it's way too late to change careers. Which it's not, by the way. There's a book called Late Bloomers. It's a good one. Anyway, it goes into that. Like, Morgan Freeman, the actor, he didn't start acting until he was in his 50s. And I mean, he's super uber successful. And that was, later in his career. Anyway, late bloomers, it's a thing. And that book also talks about the gap year and things like that. Like what you decide now doesn't have to stick with you forever. Okay? No matter what the adults say to you, okay? Oh, goodness. All right, so take a risk. Invest in yourself, okay? This does not mean you're lazy, okay? You don't just do nothing, okay? So if you know that not being in school is going to make you lazy, then you go in school, but then you take classes in a wide range of things that interest you to see if that's your place, okay? Last thing, that I want to talk about during this senioritis, times of change. People don't know how to handle their feelings and tend to take it out on others. So people are jerks. And especially this end of high school career, like people are just done. They don't want to be nice to people. They're just kind of jerks. And you probably are one of them too, and you don't even know it. Okay, there's this phenomenon where people remember when people are mean to them, but they don't necessarily remember when they are rude to others. Okay, it happens, it's a thing. So you need to be forgiving of others. Okay, you don't have to like take it and just get whacked in the face with rudeness or whatever, but later down the road, just forgive them. Everyone growing up is just rude. They have times when they're just a jerk. It's a thing. And if you harbor hatred for them through your whole life, it's hurting you, not them. Okay? It's not punishing them. It's not revenge on what they did to you. It just makes you angry and have this weight, and it's a hard load to bear. So forgiving others is not about them, and it's about you and your happiness. Just understand that it's normal for people to be rude during times of change. All right, so the recap of times of change. First, you're not special, okay? 2, accept the feelings. 3, how are you going to end things? 4, now is a time to take a risk, invest in yourself. And 5, forgive others. And I might add, forgive yourself too. Okay, you're not gonna get it right. Nor should you. Because you don't learn, you don't grow. You have to make mistakes sometimes. And that was a life lesson with Lindsey. Please subscribe, push the like button, or leave a comment. Peace out.